Hi students, welcome to Karthik Chemistry channel. In today's class, I want to teach you about classification of polymers. So, basing on the difference in chemical structures, physical properties, thermal characteristics, etc., polymers can be classified into different ways. So, the first one is basing on origin. So, basing on origin, mainly the polymers are classified as two types. One natural polymers and another one is synthetic polymers. So what are natural polymers? Polymers which are isolated from natural materials. That means polymers which are directly obtained from nature are called natural materials. For example, these are the examples: starch, cellulose, silk, wool, protein, rubber, cotton, sugar, etc. These all are directly obtained from nature. That is why these are called natural polymers. And the second one is synthetic polymers. Polymers which are derived from low molecular weight compounds. That means polymers which are prepared from low molecular weight compounds. That means these are man-made polymers. Okay, such type of polymers are called synthetic polymers. So what are the examples? Polythene, PVC. So these are the examples: polythene, PVC, Teflon, nylon, terylene, bakelite, etc. And then the second classification is based on chain structure. So based on chain structures, how the polymers are classified? So basing on chain structure, polymers are mainly classified as three types: linear polymers, branched polymers, and cross-linked polymers. So the first one is linear polymers. So what are linear polymers? So linear polymers means in which the repeating units, the monomeric units, are linked in a linear way. These are the polymers in which the monomeric units are linked in a linear way to give a very long chain is called linear polymers. So linear polymers possess high melting point, density, and tensile strength. Okay, so what are the examples? High density polythene. So the examples for linear polymers are high density polythene, polyester, polythene. Okay, these are the examples for linear polymers. When you observe the chain structure, the linear polymers appear like this. So for example, if K is a monomer, K. Okay, so that means the linear polymers are appeared like this. When we view with atomic force microscope, the linear polymers are appear like this. These are like a straight chain polymer, right? And then the second one is branched polymer. What is branched polymer? In a polymeric chain, if some of the monomeric units are attached to the main chain as a branch. Okay, if some of the monomeric units are attached to the main chain as a branch, then such type of polymers are called branched polymers. So branched polymers contain long chains having occasional and usually short branches comprising the same repeating units as the main chain. So what is the difference between branched polymers and linear polymers? Linear polymers having high melting point, density, and tensile strength. Branched polymers have low melting point. These are having low melting points, density, and tensile strength. Comparing with linear polymers, branched polymers possess low melting point, low density, and low tensile strength. Okay, so the structure is like that. So it is a straight chain polymer. So some branches here, these are the branches attached to the main chain. Okay, when we view with atomic force microscope or ultra microscope, they appear like this. Here some of the monomeric units are attached to the main chain as a branch. Okay, so the example for branched polymer is LDPE, low density polythene. And then the third one is cross-linked polymers. So what are cross-linked polymers? These are the polymers in which more branching at random points. Okay, so more branching at random points occur to connect many chains and gives rise to a network polymer which is called cross-linked polymer. So if you observe here, so many branches, so it is a straight chain, it is a straight chain, it is a straight chain. So these all are again interlinked with another monomers. That means so many, here we can observe so many branches at random points. When we view with ultra microscope, the polymeric structure appear like this. Okay, it is a cross-linked polymer. So basing on the chain structure, how polymers are classified: linear polymers, branched polymers, and cross-linked polymers. Okay. So comparing with linear polymers and branched polymers, cross-linked polymers possess hard, rigid, and brittle nature. They do not melt easily. Okay. So what are the examples for cross-linked polymers? The main examples for cross-linked polymers are bakelite, urea formaldehyde resin, melamine formaldehyde resin. These are the examples for cross-linked polymers. Okay. And then the next classification is based on nature of monomer. So based on nature of monomer, how the polymers are classified. So based on monomeric unit, polymers are mainly classified as two types: homopolymers and heteropolymers. The first one is homopolymer. Homo means same. The name itself says that homo means same. A polymer consisting of identical monomers is called homopolymer. That means if a polymer is having same monomeric units, for example, if K is a monomer, so the entire polymeric chain contains K. That means all the monomeric units in a polymeric chain are same. So for example, polythene. So if you take polythene is a polymer having ethene as monomeric unit. That means here CH2 double bond CH2. So this CH2 double bond CH2 will repeat several times in polythene polymer. Okay, that means here the repeating unit is ethene. Combination of several ethene molecules produces polythene. Similarly, here you can observe some examples. So polyvinyl chloride. Okay, polyvinyl chloride. Here the monomeric unit is vinyl chloride. Okay, combination of several vinyl chloride molecules produces polyvinyl chloride. Here the monomeric unit is vinyl chloride, so it is a homopolymer. Similarly, the combination of several styrene molecules produces polystyrene. It is also a homopolymer. And natural rubber. On experimental verification, it was found that natural rubber is a polymer of monomeric unit isoprene. Okay, so these are the examples for homopolymers. Homopolymer means the polymer which consisting of identical monomers. And then the second type is heteropolymers. Basing on the monomeric units, polymers are mainly classified as two types: homopolymers and heteropolymers. Heteropolymers, or it is also called copolymers. So what is heteropolymer? A polymer consisting of different monomers is called heteropolymer or copolymer. That means polymer containing two or more different monomeric units. Okay, if polymer containing two or more different monomeric units, then such type of polymer is called heteropolymer. If the polymer containing same repeating unit, identical monomer, then such type of polymers are called homopolymers. So see here, heteropolymer is like that. So here K and P are two different monomers. KP. A and B are two different monomers. AB. Okay, these are heteropolymer chains. So here you can observe some examples. The first one is bakelite. Bakelite is a combination of monomers of phenol and formaldehyde. Phenol is one monomeric unit, formaldehyde is another monomeric unit. So it is example for heteropolymer. And then nylon 6,6. It is a combination of adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine. Adipic acid means tetramethylene dicarboxylic acid, and hexamethylene diamine. And then SBR, styrene butadiene rubber. It is a combination of styrene and butadiene. And then styrene isoprene rubber. So it is a combination of styrene and isoprene. Okay, so these are the examples for copolymers. Again, basing on the linkage of different monomeric units, copolymers are again classified as 4 types: block copolymers, graft copolymers, alternate copolymers, and random copolymers. The first one is block copolymers. So what is called block copolymer? Here, if one of the in a polymeric chain, if one of the monomeric unit is largely present than another monomeric unit. Okay, for example, if you see here K and P are two different monomers. So if you observe the chain structure, here K repeated 3 times, P repeated 2 times, K repeated 2 times, P repeated 1 time, K repeated 3 times, and P repeated only 1 time. That means always here the dominating monomer is K. That means here the monomer K is largely present than P. Okay, so such type of polymers are called block copolymers. That means if one of the monomeric unit is largely present than another monomer, such type of copolymers are called block copolymers. Okay, and the second one is graft copolymers. So what is graft copolymer? In a polymeric chain, the monomeric units of main chain and branched chain are different. That means here the main chain, if you observe here, the main chain containing one monomeric unit, that is K, and the branched chain contains another monomeric unit, that is L. That means the main chain and branched chain monomeric units are different. Okay, so graft copolymer means the difference can be observed in main chain monomeric unit and branched chain monomeric unit. Okay, such type of copolymers are called graft copolymers. And then alternate copolymer. So what is alternate copolymer? In a copolymeric chain, the monomeric units are repeated in alternate manner. The different monomeric units are repeated in alternate manner. So for example, here K and L are two different monomers. These two repeated in alternate manner. K, L, K, L, K, L, K, L. Okay, that means here the two different monomeric units are repeated in alternate manner. Then such type of polymers are called alternate copolymers. And then the fourth one is random copolymer. What is random copolymer? Here the monomer units are linked at random in the main chain of the copolymer. That means there is no systematic arrangement. So here if you observe, A, B are two different monomers, A, B, B. Okay, so whatever the linkage it may be, there is no alternate, there is no block type arrangement, there is no graft copolymeric type arrangement. Okay, so then such type of arrangement is called random copolymer. That means there is no systematic arrangement in the polymeric chain. Then the next classification is based on materials. Based on material selection, mainly the polymers are classified as two types: organic polymers and inorganic polymers. The first one is organic polymers and the second one is inorganic polymers. So what are organic polymers? The polymer in which the backbone chain is made up of only carbon atom. Organic chemistry, organic compounds. So organic compound means the compounds which are made up of carbon atoms, carbon and its compounds. So similarly, organic polymer means the polymer in which the backbone chain is essentially made with carbon atoms. Okay, so majority of synthetic polymers are organic. They find wide application in every field. So 99.9% polymers are organic polymers. For example, starch, nylon, plastics, etc. Polyethylene, PVC, polystyrene, these all are organic polymers. And then inorganic polymers, these are the polymers in which the backbone chain is made up of other than carbon atoms. Okay, in a polymeric chain, if you observe atoms of other than carbon atom, then such type of polymers are called inorganic polymers. So here, if you observe here, it is a silicone polymer, silicone, whose backbone is made up of SiO, silicon oxygen atoms. So such type of polymers are called inorganic polymers. And then the next classification is classification based on synthesis, based on mode of synthesis, the way in which we prepare the polymers, that is synthesis. So mainly based on synthesis, polymers are classified as addition polymers, condensation polymers, and copolymers. So what are addition polymers, what are condensation polymers, and what are copolymers? So addition polymers. So addition polymerization, what is addition polymerization? Addition polymerization means the polymer which is formed by the combination of several monomeric units without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Okay, so these are the products formed when monomer units are repeatedly added to form a long chain without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Mainly here the derivatives are alkenes. They undergo chain growth polymerization. For example, polyethylene, PVC, polypropylene, polystyrene, these all are addition polymers because they are formed by linkage of several monomeric units without elimination of any byproduct molecules. For example, if you consider ethene, the combination of so many ethene molecules, the product formed is polyethene. Okay, so it is a addition polymerized product because there is no byproduct here. It is a polymer which is formed by the combination of several monomers without elimination of any byproduct molecule. Similarly, vinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride. So polyvinyl chloride is a addition polymer which is formed by the combination of many vinyl chloride molecules. Here also we do not observe any byproduct molecule. Okay, and then polystyrene, which is obtained from styrene molecules. So combination of several styrene molecules produces polystyrene. Here also we do not observe any byproduct molecule. Okay, so these are the products: polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, polystyrene, polypropylene. These all are addition polymers which are formed by the combination of several monomeric units without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Okay, then the second one is condensation polymers. So what is condensation polymer? These are the products formed when the monomeric units are repeatedly combined to form long chain with the elimination of some small molecules like H2O, HCl, NH3, etc. Okay, here the monomers undergo step growth polymerization. In addition polymerization, the monomers undergo chain growth polymerization. Here the monomers undergo step growth polymerization. Okay, so condensation polymerization means these are the products formed when the monomeric units are repeatedly combined to form a long chain. Generally here we consider two or more different monomeric units. That means the condensation polymerization undergo with different monomeric units, not same monomeric units. Okay, so it is a product formed with different monomeric units with elimination of some small byproduct molecules. Mainly the examples are, if you see the examples, bakelite, nylon 66, starch, cellulose, etc. These all are condensation polymers. For example, if you take nylon 66, it is a combination of hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. Hexamethylene, CH2 6 times, NH2. It is hexamethylene diamine. And adipic acid. tetramethylene dicarboxylic acid. It is called adipic acid. Okay, on combination of several molecules, n molecules of hexamethylene diamine and n molecules of adipic acid, on each combination of hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid, it eliminates 2 water molecules. So then it produces nylon 6,6 with elimination of water molecule. Okay, it is an example for condensation polymer, because here the product formed is nylon 6,6 with elimination of some small byproduct molecules. So condensation polymer is formed by the combination of 2 or more different monomeric units with elimination of some small byproduct molecules. Okay, so it is condensation polymer or condensation polymerization. And then copolymers. So copolymer is also formed by the combination of 2 or more different monomeric units but without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Okay, these are the high molecular weight compounds which is formed by copolymerization of copolymers, copolymerization. Then such type of polymers are called copolymers. For example, SBR, styrene butadiene rubber. So it is a common, here if you see the structure, butadiene, CH2 double bond CH, single bond CH, double bond CH2, butadiene and styrene. On combination of these two, the product formed is styrene butadiene rubber. Here there is no elimination of any byproduct molecule, so it is a copolymerized product. Okay, so on combination of these two monomers, here this pi bond will be broken and it produces 2 active bonding sites. Then this pi bond will be broken and it produces 2 active bonding sites. These 2 active bonding sites form a bond. Here this pi bond will be broken and it produces 2 active bonding sites. So these 2 active bonding sites form a bond. This active bonding site form bond with another monomer having active bonding site. This active bonding site also form bond with another monomer having active bonding site. Then this entire unit will repeat several times. So that is the structure of polybutadiene co-styrene, or it is also called styrene butadiene rubber, or it is also called SBR. And then the next classification is classification based on intermolecular interaction or intermolecular forces. Okay, classification based on intermolecular forces or intermolecular interactions. Basing on the intermolecular forces between any two chains in a polymer, mainly these are classified as 3 types: elastomers, and then fibers and plastics. Elastomers, fibers, plastics. So what are elastomers? Elastomers are the polymers in which the chains are held together by weak intermolecular forces. That means here in a polymeric chain, the chains are held together by weak intermolecular forces. So it is first chain, it is second chain, third chain. So these, the first chain and second chain and third chain, these all are interlinked with weak van der Waals forces. So when the intermolecular forces between any two chains are weak, then such type of polymers are called elastomers. Because of weak intermolecular forces, when we apply some stress, it can be stretched like a spring. Then after the deformation force is released, it regains its original shape. Okay, for example, rubber band, it can be stretched when stress is applied, and after the deformation force is released, again it regains its original shape. Then such type of polymers are called elastomers. Okay, it is having a nature of stretching because of weak intermolecular forces. Okay, when it is stretched under stress, it can be stretched by stress, and after the deformation force is released, it regains its original shape. For example, natural rubber, synthetic rubber, silicone rubber, these are examples for elastomers. Okay, and then fibers. So what are fibers? Basing on intermolecular forces, these are the molecules having strong forces, that means in which the chains are held together by strong intermolecular forces. So these polymers can be drawn into filament like materials. When stress is applied, it can be stretched until a thin filament like material without breaking. Okay, then such type of materials are called fibers. So the best examples for fibers are nylon 66, terylene. These are the examples for fibers. And then plastics. So basing on intermolecular forces, mainly polymers are classified as three types: elastomers, fibers, and plastics. Elastomers means very weak intermolecular forces. Fibers means very strong intermolecular forces between the chains. And then what about plastics? These are the polymers in which the magnitude of intermolecular forces are in between the forces present between elastomers and fibers. That means the forces present in the polymeric chains are not too strong as fibers and not too weak as elastomers. That means the magnitude of intermolecular forces are in between elastomers and fibers. Then such type of polymers are called plastics. Examples: polyethylene, PVC. These are best examples for plastics. Okay students, I repeat once again. So the first classification is based on origin. Based on origin, polymers are mainly classified as two types: natural polymers and synthetic polymers. Natural polymers means these are directly obtained from nature. Synthetic polymer means these are man-made polymers which are prepared from low molecular weight compounds. Okay, and the second classification is based on chain structure. So based on chain structure, how the polymers are classified? Mainly basing on chain structure, the polymers are classified as three types: linear polymers, branched polymers, and cross-linked polymers. So linear polymer means in which the repeating units are linked in a linear way or straight chain manner. Okay, linear polymers having high melting point, density, and tensile strength. And the second one is branched polymer. Branched polymer means in which some of the monomeric units are attached to the main chain as a branch. Okay, so see here, write down the notes. So branched polymers possess low melting point, density, and tensile strength. So example for branched polymer is LDPE, low density polyethylene, and example for linear polymers are HDPE, high density polyethylenes. Okay, and then cross-linked polymers. So what are cross-linked polymers? In a polymer, more branching can be observed at random points. Okay, so these connect many chains and gives rise to a network polymer. Then such type of polymers are called cross-linked polymers. What are the examples for cross-linked polymers? Bakelite, urea formaldehyde resin, melamine formaldehyde resin. These are the examples for cross-linked polymers. Okay students, then the third classification is based on nature of monomer. Based on nature of monomers, polymers are mainly classified as two types: homopolymers and heteropolymers. Homopolymers means the polymer is having identical monomers. For example, polyethylene, PVC, natural rubber. These are our examples for homopolymers. And then heteropolymers. Heteropolymer means polymer consisting of different monomeric units. Okay, if the polymer consisting of two or more different monomeric units, then such type of polymers are called heteropolymers. What are the examples for heteropolymers? Bakelite, nylon 66, styrene butadiene rubber, styrene isoprene rubber. Okay, again heteropolymers or copolymers are classified as four types. The first one is block copolymers. Block copolymer means one of the monomer unit is largely present than another. The second one is graft copolymers. Graft copolymer means the main chain monomer and the branched chain monomer are different. Okay, so copolymers in which the monomer units of main chain and branched chain are different, then such type of polymers are called graft copolymers. Then alternate copolymers. So alternate copolymer means the two or more different monomer units are repeated in alternate manner. For example, if K and L are two different monomers, KL, 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 KL. If A, B, C are three different monomer units, then they are repeated as ABC, ABC, ABC. Okay. Then random copolymer. If there is no systematic arrangement, then such type of copolymers are called random copolymers. Okay, and then the classification is based on materials. Basing on material selection, polymers are mainly classified as two types: organic polymers, inorganic polymers. So what are organic polymers? In which the backbone chain is essentially made up of carbon atoms. Okay, so 99% of polymers are organic polymers: polyethylene, PVC, nylon, starch, cellulose. These all are organic polymers. And then inorganic polymers. If a polymer is made up of other than carbon atom, then such type of polymers are called inorganic polymers. For example, silicones. So here the linkage is silicon oxygen, silicon oxygen, silicon oxygen. Okay. Then based on mode of synthesis, polymers are mainly classified as three types: addition polymerization, condensation polymerization, and copolymerization. The first one is addition polymers. So what are addition polymers? These are the products formed from identical monomer units without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Without elimination of any byproduct molecules. So these undergo chain growth polymerization. For example, polyethylene. Polyethylene is a addition polymer. It is a combination of several ethene molecules without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Polyvinyl chloride, it is also addition polymer. Polystyrene, it is also addition polymer, because these are formed by polymerization of many monomers of same units without elimination of any byproduct molecules. Then condensation polymers, these are the products formed from monomer units of different monomers with elimination of some small molecules like H2O and H3. It is also called step growth polymerization. So the best examples are bakelite, nylon 6,6, starch, etc. Here you can see the structure of nylon 6,6. It is formed by the combination of hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. So it is the structure. And then copolymers. These are the high molecular weight compounds obtained by copolymerization. Okay. Here it is a combination of two or more different monomer units. Several molecules of two or more different monomer units, but without elimination of any byproduct molecules. For example, if you observe styrene butadiene rubber, it is a combination of several molecules of butadiene and styrene. So here there is no byproduct. Okay, without elimination of any byproduct molecules. So it is copolymers. And the next classification is based on intermolecular forces. Based on intermolecular forces, polymers are mainly classified as three types: elastomers, fibers, and plastics. So elastomers means the intermolecular forces between any two chains are weak. Fibers, in which the intermolecular forces between any two chains are strong. And then plastics. So here the intermolecular forces between any two chains are in between fibers and elastomers. Okay, so these are the examples. Polyethylene, PVC are examples for plastics. Nylon 6,6, terylene are examples for fibers, and natural rubber, synthetic rubber, silicone rubber, these are examples for elastomers. Thank you, students.